Okay, guys, we are on page 78. Okay, we're talking about basically like the point of um the big mistake, basically telling before I even begin to analyze the story again, I just want you to know that I'm on my phone right now. The quality might be low, but bear with me. But we're gonna continue, right? So yeah, like the big mistake basically is telling Coyote, like, we're gonna need this stuff, like we need this stuff to make up the world. Indians are going to need this stuff because the Coyote is like, stop making these things, you're gonna fill up the world. We don't even need compute, like maybe you want a computer with a color monitor. That mistake keeps looking through the book, and as it keeps looking through the book, all these things keep landing in powers all around the Coyote, right? And then it's like, we don't need any Indians, said that Coyote. That mistake can't see that's and that mistake can't see that that's right. Maybe we better make some Indians, says that mistake, so that one looks in that catalog, but it don't have any Indians. So they're looking at this catalog of like what they're supposed to make, and it's like, that one, the mistake, looks into that catalog, but there is no Indians, right? And and Coyote don't know how to do that either, right? It doesn't know how to do that either. So she has already made 4 things. I have made 4 things already. She says, I got to have help. We have help, says some voices, and it is those ducks come swimming along. We can help you make Indians, said that white duck. Yes, we can do that, says that green duck. We have been thinking about this, says the blue duck. We have a plan, says that red duck. Okay, so first of all, we never actually knew that the ducks were actually colored. Okay, so we see here, like, but Coyote, she don't close her eyes, and all of them start in page 76, 79, we go back. But Coyote, she don't close her eyes, and all of them start dancing again. Are we here? No, oh my goodness. Page 78, I'm so sorry, guys. Page 78. I feel like the light is a bit off, guys. Let me just switch on my study light. Maybe that will make a difference. All right, cool. Okay, great. Okay, so we see here that the Coyote is saying, we don't need any Indians. That mistake can see that mistake can see that that's right. Maybe we better make some Indians, said the mistake. So that one looks in the catalog, but it doesn't have any Indians there, and Coyote don't even know how to make that either. So like, they're contemplating on whether to make Indians at all, right? They believe that if they were to make modern stuff, that the Indians who are able to, they're the ones that are causing stuff to maybe they're gonna need it. There's a question of what their mission really is here. Like, there's a question of like their mission. What are they up to? Like, what is their mission, right? What is their mission? I know that they have a catalog here on what to create, but then, the big mistake is wanting to create Indians, and the docs have suggested to create Indians too. And we see here the docs are actually offering their help, like, we can help, says some voices, and it is those docs come swimming along. We can help you make Indians, said the white ducks. Yes, we can do that, says the green duck. We have been thinking about this, says that blue duck. We have a plan, says the red duck. Well, that Coyote don't know what to do, so she tells the ducks to go ahead, because this story is pretty long and it's pretty late and everyone wants to go home, right? She's still you still awake, because originally, like I said before, like, the story is about indigenous history, right? Remember? So now grandmother's just telling Coyote the story, right? You still awake? I say to Coyote, you still here? Oh yes, grandmother, says Coyote. What do these clever ducks do? So I tell you, Coyote, and those ducks lay. Okay, you still awake? I say, Coyote, you still here? Oh yes, grandmother, says Coyote. What do these clever ducks do? So I tell Coyote that those ducks lay some eggs. Ducks do that, So Coyote is talking to the grandmother, like, Like, you know, like grandmother's like, are you still awake? And it's like, you still there? You still there? It's like, oh yes, grandmother. Like, and then ask the question, because like it's not been talking, right? Like, what does them clever dogs do? And so, you know, and so she's like, well, so I tell Coyote that those dogs lay eggs. Dogs do that, you know, that white dog lay an egg and it is blue, that red dog lay an egg and it is green, that blue dog lay an egg and it is red, that green dog lay an egg and it is white. Come on, says those dogs. You got to sing a song, right? Coyote sings a song to heal, right? He sings a song to create or whatever. And he says, we got to do a dance. So they do, Coyote and that big mistake, and those 4 dogs dance around the dog. So they dance and sing for a long time, and pretty soon Coyote gets hungry, right? I know this dance, she says, but you got to close your eyes when you do it or nothing will happen. You got to close your eyes tight. Okay, says those dogs. You can do that. And they do, and that big mistake closes its eyes too. But Coyote, she don't close her eyes, and all of them start dancing again. And Coyote dances up close to that white dog, and she grabs that white dog by her neck. Okay, so they're dancing, and Coyote is hungry. And Coyote says, you know, it's good, like, close your eyes, you know, to the big mistake. And Coyote gets hungry, and she grabs the white dog, yeah, because she's hungry, grabs the white dog, you know, by the neck, it says, right? We're going to page 80. We're almost there, guys. When Coyote grabs that dog, right, the white dog, that dog flaps its wings, and that big mistake hears the noise and opens the eyes, says that big mistake, that's not the way the dance goes. By golly, you're tight, says, you're right. Oh my God, you're right, says Coyote. So she lets the dog go. I am getting it mixed up with another dance. Okay, so they get to dance again, and Coyote is very hungry, and she grabs the blue dog and she grabs its wings too, but Coyote's stomach starts to make hungry noises, and that mistake opens its eye and sees Coyote with the blue dog. Hey, says that mistake, you got yourself mixed up again. That's right, says Coyote, and she drops that dog and straightens up its neck. It sure is good you're around to help me with this dance. They all start the dance again, and this time Coyote grabs the green dog real quick, and she tries to stuff it down that greedy throat. There is nothing hanging out but them yellow dog feet, but those feet are flapping in Coyote's eyes, and she can't see where she's going. So like she takes the yellow, she grabs the green dog real quick, and she stuffs the dog, you know, right into her greedy throat, and there is nothing hanging out. And then the yellow dog, yeah, she's done the green dog, now it's the yellow dog. She grabs the yellow dog, but then she swallows it again, and then the feet of the yellow dog is sticking out. The feet is sticking out in her eyes like that, you know, and she can't see where she's going. And I feel like I need to reduce. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, I need to just increase it just a little bit. That might be too much. Okay, so but she bumps into the big mistake, and the big mistake turns around and see what has happened. Oh, says that big mistake, you can't see where you're going if them yellow dog feet flapping in your eyes, and that big mistake pulls that green dog out of the Coyote's throat. You could hurt yourself dancing like that. Okay, so we see here the nature of the Coyote. Okay, the Coyote is killing the ducks. The Coyote is killing the ducks, right? Because it's hungry. The Coyote kills the ducks because it's hungry, because of his nature, right? And hides it under some type of mission, right? He hides it under some type of mission, right, that they're doing, right? But he himself wants to satisfy his own needs. Okay, so Holt says okay, so he says, like, the big mistake says you could hurt yourself dancing like that. You know, you're one good friend, look after me like that, says Coyote. So Coyote is now friends with the big mistake now. Actually, yeah, because they have the same, perspective, philosophy, they believe in modernization. Those dogs start to dance again, and Coyote dances with them. But the red dog says, we better dance with one eye open so we can help Coyote with this dance. Okay? So they dance some more, okay? And then those eyes begin to move around and those eggs crack open and they look hard. You can see something inside those eggs. Okay? I know, says that Coyote. Jump up and down on my chair, shake up my good tea. Okay? Indians come out of those eggs. I remember the story now. Inside those eyes are the Indians Coyote's been looking for. So I says, you are one crazy coyote. What comes out of those duck eggs are baby ducks. You better sit down, I say. So, Coyote, let's just keep going. You see, like, the first creation was actually not the Indians and it was something else. So, Coyote jumps up and down in his chair, shake up my, okay, wait 1 second. Let's just go back to page 80. And if you look hard, say, yeah, the eggs crack open. And if you look hard, you can see something inside the egg. Okay, you can see something inside the egg. I know, says the Coyote. Jump up and down on my chair, shake up my good tea, right? So the Coyote is jumping up and down because the egg is cracked open and he looks inside. He sees something there, but not really sure what it is. Indians come out of those eggs. I remember the story now. Inside those eggs are the Indians Coyote's been looking for. So the Coyote, that is interacting with grandmother, is suggesting that, well, it must be the Indians that's in the egg. But grandmother says, no, you're one crazy coyote. What comes out of those duck eggs are baby ducks. You better sit down, I says. You may fall and hurt yourself. You may spill my tea. You may fall on top of this story and make it flat. Okay, because it's jumping up and down. So yeah, where are the Indians, says that Coyote. The story was about how Coyote found the Indians, remember? Maybe the Indians are in the eggs with the baby ducks, right? Remember the old thing again with the hole and the big mistake in the Coyote. No, I says, nothing in those eggs but little baby ducks. Indians will be along in a while. Don't lose your skin. So when those ducks see what has come out of the eggs, they says, boy, we didn't get that quite right. We better try that again. So they do. They lay them eggs. They dance that dance. They sing that song. Those eggs crack open and out comes some more baby ducks. They do this 7 times, and 7 times they get more ducks. By golly, says those 4 ducks, we got more ducks than we need. I guess we got to be the Indians. So okay. All right, so are you guys catching me? Are you catching the drift here? So let's just go back again. So don't lose your skin, grandmother said, okay? When those ducks see what has come out of the eggs, they say, boy, we didn't get that right. We better try that again. So they do, and they lay them eggs. They dance that dance, they sing that song. Those eggs crack open and comes some more baby ducks. They do this 7 times, and 7 times they get more baby ducks. By golly, says those 4 ducks, we got more ducks than we need. I guess we got to be the Indians. So they're like, if ducks are coming out, then maybe we're just interpreting this whole thing wrongly, and maybe we are the Indians, right? And and so they do that before Coyote. And it's very funny because when immediately they change their mindset, like, we're gonna get to that, like, there was a change that happened. They're like, all these ducks that are coming out, maybe it's actually what it is, and like maybe we're actually the Indians. And so they do that before Coyote or the big mistake can mess things up. Those 4 ducks turn into Indians. So like at the moment they changed their mindset, there was a transformation that happened, but it was not just like mental, but it was more physical transformation that happened. Okay, I just want you to keep that in mind too. So immediately they changed their mind to perceive the ducks as actual human beings, as actual Indians. We see here the ducks turned into Indians, and so they do that. And before Coyote and okay, so those 4 dogs turned into Indians, 2 women and 2 men, good looking Indians too. They don't look at all like ducks anymore, but those duck Indians aren't too happy. They look at each other and they begin to cry. This is pretty disgusting, they says. All this ugly skin, all this bumpy bones, all this awful back hair. Where are our nice soft feathers? Where are our beautiful feet? What happened to our wonderful wings? It's probably all that Coyote's fault, because she didn't do the dance right. And those 4 duck Indians come over and stomp all over Coyote until she is flat. So now they persecute Coyote because they didn't like how they've come out, right? Then they leave. That big mistake leave too. And that Coyote, she starts to think about a healing song. Psst, psst, that's it. I says, it is done. But what happens to Coyote, says Coyote, the Coyote, that wonderful one is still flat. Some of the stories are flat, I says. That's what happens when you try to fix the world. The world is pretty good all by itself. Best to leave it alone. Stop messing around with it, grandmother says. I better get going, says Coyote. I will tell Raven your good story. We're going to fix this world for sure. We know how to do it now. We know how to do it right. So Coyote drinks my tea and that one leave, and I can't talk anymore because I got to watch the sky. I got to watch out for falling things that land in piles. When that Coyote wandering around looking to fix things, nobody in the world is safe. Okay, so now we're done with the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about the link. We're going to analyze the story first. We've been analyzing the story, but we're going to summarize everything that's happened and how that really relates to the scripture and you and your walk with Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna see you next in the video. I hope you did enjoy it. So bye.